Boy, welcome to the FU, and this is this week's top 10.
This top 10 is top 10 bottom half Premier League players. So, just to give you some context, the bottom half of the Premier League is Everton, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Southampton, Burnley, Cardiff, Fulham, Huddersfield. Okay, so the top 10 is Lucas Digne, Luca Dean, however you want to say it. He has 3 goals and 4 assists in 27 appearances and 54 tackles this season, which is second but only behind Gay at Everton.
Okay.
Nice. Number 9 is Richarlison. He has 11 goals and 1 assist in 28 appearances and earned a Brazil call-up this season. Number 8, Alexander Mitrovic. 10 goals and 2 assists in 30 appearances, so he's been directly involved in 43% of Fulham's league goals this season. Number 7, Nathan Ake. 44 tackles this season, which is the highest at Bournemouth. 1,114 passes completed, which is 37th in the league and highest at Bournemouth, and he has 3 goals. Number 6, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. 109 tackles, which is the highest in the league. 60 interceptions, which is 6th in the league and highest at Crystal Palace, and he has 9 clean sheets. Number 5, Gylfi Sigurdsson. 11 goals and 3 assists from midfield this season, and he's consistent in the ever-changing Everton side. Number 4, Michy Batshuayi. Only 2 goals and only 6 appearances this season, but he has 122 career goals so far, so he has undeniable quality. Number 3, Callum Wilson. 11 goals and 6 assists in only 22 appearances, and earned his first England call-up this season and is in the squad again. Number 2, Ryan Fraser. 10 assists, which is second only behind Hazard, and he has 6 goals in 30 appearances this season. And then number 1, Wilfried Zaha. 8 goals and 2 assists in 26 appearances. It's not his best season, but he has been linked with some of the best clubs in Europe for the summer. So there's the top 10. Number 10, Digne. What do you guys think?
I agree with that, although I don't quite like Everton as a club. Don't know why, I just don't, but I agree, he's a good player. He's a nice little part of their team, fits in well.
Yeah, and for someone to just come in and replace Leighton Baines like that, it's not like they're rotating.
Yeah,
Benched him, and he's replaced him in a sense like play style, almost like the same. His technical ability,
Yeah.
is what he also brings into the team.
Yeah.
He's also as quick or quicker than Leighton Baines,
And I always thought of him as an attacking fullback with the 3 goals and 4 assists and doing that, but then I was surprised when I saw his tackling numbers is second at Everton, so that's also impressive.
so that's so impressive. And to just come in the Premier League, although he got like a month on the bench, but after that he's
Yeah.
been consistent. So well done on him. I think he deserves it.
He's done well with the pressure as well, because he has big shoes to fill, because isn't
Exactly.
Baines Everton's top assist?
Probably.
Probably, I don't know that.
Provider.
But he's and also coming from Barcelona.
Yeah.
He's expected to do big things.
So yeah, well done.
And then Richarlison at number 9.
So far this season, he hasn't necessarily been as consistent.
In the
But
beginning of the
in
season, he
beginning
was
of
on
the season,
fire.
He was on fire. After like 11 games or something, then he started to.
Didn't
Yeah.
he get that injury? Or was it
I think it was because of that as well.
Yeah.
But he is someone who we've seen in the Premier League. We know what he's capable of. If I think he had a few consistent games, he'd clearly be in the top 5 at least. So.
Yeah, and
Maybe
he's
sometime,
young, so he has
he
potential.
has potential. Maybe sometime in the league during the season he'll be consistent and provide more numbers and so forth.
Yeah, and the problem also is he hasn't been consistent in which position he plays.
Yeah.
So
that's
it's
the
difficult
problem.
to find that when you're moving around in that Everton lineup. And then Mitrovic at number 8.
He throws on fire. Nice.
It's just a shame he plays for Fulham, really.
Yeah, but he's gonna get a call up. I
Yeah.
feel like not a call up, a move.
Yeah.
He's gonna replace
What?
Lukaku at United.
He does remind me of Lukaku. The same build,
Mhm.
same play style.
but he's slow
Yeah.
But he can control the ball.
and he can finish nicely. So I wouldn't take him though at United.
He's better than Lukaku.
I still wouldn't take him at United.
Okay.
I feel like that would be a bit sad if we go for someone at that level.
Yeah.
It'd just be a bit, it'd like show that we're not, it's not a statement to say that we're fighting for the league title next season, which is what we want to do, or at least be a contender
Yeah.
and definitely cemented in top four. He's not that kind of signing.
Oh yes, he's not a big signing, but there's players who you can make big signings, depending on.
I'm just saying I
what
don't think he'll
team-
be that kind of player at all.
Oh, okay. But in any case, Mitrovic playing with Fulham, they're not as consistent, but attacking wise, they've scored brilliant goals, and he's been involved in most of their goals, So
But they actually hadn't scored as many as I thought. They only have 28 in the league.
oh,
I thought it would have been a lot more.
he has like 10 or something, right?
It says right there, Spook 10.
Yeah, but that's your screen, not fast. That's your information. Me, I did not search it.
Yeah, well, I also said 10.
Okay, I will. Just making sure. That's why I asked. But in any case, well done to Mitrovic. I think though, maybe he could just like go a bit higher than number 8, because I feel like Fulham, like, they don't like create a lot of.
Yeah, he's done well
He's
to
done
get those
well
numbers
yeah.
with the team that are playing in the championship, basically.
So, but they do have quality players. But
Yeah. So, but he's the only one performing. So yeah. And then number 7, Nathan Ake.
I think he should be a bit higher on the
me
list.
too. I think he's should definitely be high on the list, because Bournemouth, right? They might not keep a lot of clean sheets, right?
Yeah.
But when you see this guy perform,
Yeah, when you see
he
him
puts
play.
a number of blocks, tackles, important ones, and he comes up with important goals.
Yeah.
He's an aerial threat in both halves of the boxes. You
Yeah,
understand?
even though he's short.
Even though, yeah. So Nathan Ake, he's really like the core, one of the core players in their squad.
Yeah.
Although they're known for attack,
Yeah.
and he's been consistent.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he's played every game and every minute this season, I think. No, he's come off for like 18 minutes or something. So
And
yeah.
also if you just think of his international potential as well with the Netherlands.
Yeah, but he's sort
he's
of
like a second.
he's a
second
backup
choice.
player there
Yeah.
behind De Ligt and Van Dijk. That's-
And Arnold, because he can play left back.
Okay, so then Wan-Bissaka at number 6.
He's a very exciting player, especially as an England fan. It's great to see these youngsters come up through.
But he didn't get the call up.
But it's still nice to see though that we have
Yeah.
a lot of England youth starting to play more and more in the Premier League.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, he's only not been in there because of injury.
Yeah.
That's-
So he's there whenever he can be, and the most important defensive player, I'd say, at Crystal Palace. But he's also decent going forward. He can
He
dribble.
has
And,
good numbers as well.
yeah,
With assists. He's had like a lot of good tackles as well. He's good on the flank. He's quick. And did he come from Crystal Palace's youth academy? Doesn't one know? Because
I'm not sure, but I think so.
last season, at the end of last season,
But yeah, he poofed there.
yeah, I was like, oh, okay, cool, this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they say he's the only one that can defend against Zaha.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
shout out to you. Wait, that's your job. Sorry,
That's
I'm
my
not.
job.
I'm not doing
It's
shout
okay.
outs.
It's okay, bro. We set a trend. They follow. It's okay. You can.
Wan-Bissaka, come on the show, please.
Yes, please come on the show.
If by any chance you're watching,
Please come on the show. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
exactly. Number 5, Gylfi Sigurdsson.
This guy, he's the playmaker at that squad, eh?
Yeah.
Because like I think like whenever they change formations at times, he'd either play centre mid or cam.
Yeah, but he's always there.
He's always there, regardless, you know. So well done to him on the coach allowing him to be consistent because the coach knows that this guy has potential and he's played in the Premier League, has experience, he can help other players, you know. So and he has got numbers as well. You know,
From midfield, that's
from
really
midfield,
good.
you know, so
Just a solid anchor.
yeah, yeah. So shout out to Gilfrey. You know, it's not bad from Everton, you know, having a few players, you know.
Every team should have a few players.
Yeah, but like if you look at that list, it's not like there's like I think there's like four or five teams.
Yeah, there's
The bottom
not.
half. There isn't a lot, you know.
Yeah, like no Huddersfield player.
Yeah,
Aaron Moore is the
Like-
only one who's like.
like for example, no Dele FAU, but that will continue. For
Not
this.
bottom half.
Oh yeah, that's true. What for the number 9, right?
Switch on.
The number 9.
Like it would have been a team full of Leicester players. If they were just in there. But
That's
no.
true.
Okay, then number 4, Michi Batshuayi.
The batsman.
2 Chelsea fans here.
I love this guy so much.
I love him too.
It's sad he fell victim to the loan system. I
Yeah.
mean, I remember when Chelsea signed him, I was so excited just after his Euro performance, 2016.
Mm.
And I was just so happy. And then he couldn't start over Diego Costa. And then eventually just was loaned out, and that was that.
Yeah.
But he's a great player. And I do hope he can find a permanent club to stay at, because he is doing bits at the clubs he's been at.
Yeah.
And he's so far, he hasn't played much for Palace, but he's done well. He's
Yeah.
got into the squad.
So he's in the squad now. It's just that he
Yeah.
just went in there. So
And the other thing is, if you look at Batshuayi, right, he has more to his game just than goals and assists. You know,
he's a good hold up.
he's a good hold-up
striker.
player. You know, he's quick.
And he works
his
so
movements of the
well
ball.
with Willian and Hazard, so I don't know
Yeah.
Why?
he's not playing
Yeah.
at Chelsea.
You understand? You know, his movement off the ball, his work rate defensively. You know, so he it's good to see him that he's in the top 4, and we know that he has potential as well. You know. In the few games that he's played, we've seen what he's capable of. At least at Palace, that you know what he can play with the other guys. You know, so
Yes. Okay, then Callum Wilson, number 3.
sure, this guy, bro, out of nowhere,
Well, it's not really out of nowhere.
the consistency is out of nowhere.
It's not really.
Was
'Cause
he
the
ever
only-
consistent?
The only it's since he's come up to the Prem, I think he has. It's just he's had a ridiculous amount of injuries.
Yeah, and injuries don't make you consistent. Right?
He's still had injuries this season.
Yeah, but he had 2 after, so he had like before January, right? I think he had 2. I mean, after January, I think he had 2. Other than that, he's been consistent. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but he also had those sort of patches before, but just less because he had more injuries.
Yeah, yeah.
And more
I
more
meant,
long term injuries. So
more
it's just
long-term
whenever
injuries.
he's played, he's been well. He's been well.
Yeah.
He's been,
Yeah, I mean, if you play, you are well. You're not ill.
he's been good when he's played.
Yeah, so well done to him. Gotta call up this season. You know, he's a fit guy. You know, he's massive.
He's hinged, dude. He's
Yeah,
hinged.
yeah. So
He's really good, bro. He
Yeah,
should
he's good.
also. He also is one of the players that in this list that could get a transfer somewhere bigger.
yeah, that's true.
How old is he again?
I think he's 26.
He's a big lad for 26.
Yeah, he's had a lot of time to work on his
Mm.
upper body in the gym, being out injured,
That's
so
true.
should be big.
That's true.
And then going to the opposite of big, Ryan Fraser, wee man.
I think this guy, it's just crazy. Goals and assists. And besides that, you know, he does play And even if he doesn't get goals and assists, one thing that he also brings into the squad, man, is just like the work rate, on and off
Yeah.
the ball. So it's also important to see that from other players that, what, look, the coach is like, okay, you know what, you, if you don't get a goal and assist, you still work for the team,
Yeah.
regardless of whatever happens. And it's good to see that there's players like that, who are like, you know what, I might not have the ball, but let me go work, because he doesn't really have to, because he's a wide player. They play off the counter attack sometimes,
Yeah.
so you can just stay there on the line and not, But he wants to be on the ball or have the ball, and work for the team. So
And it's ridiculous to be a bottom half team, but be second in assists, one
Yeah.
behind
One,
a
yeah.
player at the top 6 team
yeah,
with 11, and one of the best in the world, Hazard. So, ridiculous numbers from the little guy.
yeah.
Mm. That's all you gotta say?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I think another Bournemouth player that should be on this is this Brooks.
Yeah, breaks as well.
Pretty little youngster. But yeah, like Spoo said, Fraser, he's a good example to his teammates with his work rate.
Yeah.
And then, Wilf.
Well,
The man.
man.
Broke my heart when he chose Ivory Coast over England, but it is what
Yeah,
it is.
imagine if you went to the World Cup.
Oh, that would have
Imagine,
been,
boy.
something. But Zaha, he needs to leave Crystal Palace. He needs to. He's a great player, and he honestly, he deserves more. I feel like he should be at least in a top 5 Premier League side.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he's carrying Crystal Palace, because when he's playing, they get better results.
Yeah, like, I think they won once without him this season, but I think that was the first time, like, in forever.
Forever, So
Like, forever, not as in, like, 5 games forever, but, like, 30 or
season,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So he carries the team, just his atmosphere. I mean,
His
like,
atmosphere.
yeah, his presence. Because, like, even if he doesn't get a goal or an assist,
Yeah, like, his numbers
He's
this
involved
season
in build-up.
aren't that great,
Yeah.
but
He
they
still brings
still
the-
have...
Yeah.
So he still has that thing that they kind of need him there.
yeah, so well done to him. And if you look at the Crystal Palace that are out there, this is the black guys with the hair. So I feel like it's
Yeah.
a chemistry type of thing there with the Crystal Palace guys.
Black guys with the hair.
Yeah, with the
If you're a black guy and you have hair, go to Crystal Palace, you'll be sharp.
yeah. So shout out. But where could Wolf go though?
Dortmund wanted him. I think Bayern wanted him. I'm
Yes.
sure Tottenham have been linked with him before.
I could have seen him in La Liga.
Yeah, La
Awesome.
Liga I think he'd do well at. Because, the physical side of the game isn't really there. He still flops and dives a lot, so...
Maybe not at like a Real Madrid or Barcelona.
Like
but
Valencia,
yeah, Valencia. I
Sevilla.
could see him there.
Because at Real Madrid or Barcelona, he wouldn't get to play.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he can move most places that he wants to. Most teams would take him because he's solid. He's a little bit of a class above the rest here. But yeah,
I don't think Palace would let him go
well,
unless they can get a replacement.
of course they don't want to, but
Yeah.
when a certain amount of money comes for him, then they'll be like, "Shh."
Well, their money won't be coming from
Fine.
Chelsea, that's for sure. It's harsh.
But it's good. Okay, so what do you guys think? Who should go where? Who should be off? A few other options that were in there. Ward-Prowse, Lemina, Bertrand, Heaton, Tarkovsky, Almiron, Perez, Moy, and Rondon.
None of them.
None of them can
I
squeeze in
think
past anyone.
Moy should have been on the list.
Instead of?
Look
back to the
look
list.
at the list and look at these
These-
guys'
yeah.
form. These people's form.
So obviously the top
But
nine.
Aaron Moy is like the playmaker for his
Yeah,
squad.
that's true.
So I think you could honestly squeeze over Ryan Fraser. Not necessarily in the number 2 spot,
So you don't think Ryan Fraser should be in the list?
No, I don't.
At least think with his current form, maybe he should be on the list.
Definitely.
But I think what he's saying is that Moy, you know what? Moy is good. He's better than Ryan Fraser.
Yeah, like
But Fraser's
in terms
from
of
this season, hey, dude.
in terms of presence with the squad,
Yeah.
Moy just brings more to the.
Yeah, but
To the
Moy also
table.
hasn't done anything, and Moy's getting
Yeah.
relegated.
Moy.
It's not
Moy's getting relegated by a lot. By a lot. I think they're almost as many points behind as however many points they have.
Eesh. See, look, that's why I feel like no one on the other short list could cut it here. Right now.
Yeah.
Right now. You understand? But maybe one pass in the last 4 games.
Yeah,
But
but yeah, it's last 4
throughout
games.
the season, those other guys have had better 4 games than.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The only other player who I was
Rondon.
really thinking was Rondon.
Yeah, Rondon is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's people like Bertrand and Lamina who've had past good times. Like Bertrand won the Champions League,
Yeah.
and Lamina was at Juventus doing good things with Pogba in the midfield.
Yeah.
But yeah. So,
So, but I think in the current list, Ake should be in the top 5.
instead of. So yeah, for me, it was easy, the first 3, and then 7 onward. Then it became difficult to place them.
I feel like Wan Bissaka 7, Gilfie 6, Ake 5 because yes, Gilfie and Ake have been in the Premier League the longest, right?
Yeah.
Between those 3 guys, but Ake, he's great defensively and attacking, you know, and Bournemouth they have been shaky in defense.
Yeah.
But he's been solid and he's helped them like not concede a lot of goals, you know. And the player that he is as well, you know, that at a young age, he's great
Yeah.
and he still has potential.
Yeah, but
know.
he's not exactly a young player anymore.
Well, he started off as
Yeah.
a young player and he's living up to his potential, right?
Yeah.
So I still think he can get better. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, you know. He's only like 24, you know.
That's not that old for
A
A
centre
centre back? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a.
still pretty
10
young for a
years left.
centre back as well.
Yeah. So, I think the potential Ake has and the
But
What
you,
he's
you have to
bought-
say Wan Bissaka has more potential than Ake now.
but who's been more consistent though? Okay, so
Yeah.
so it's like
the past.
yeah. So it's like Posaka probably has more potential as well, just because he's younger, right?
Yeah.
And he's been consistent throughout this season.
Yeah.
And Ake had that, you know, back a few years ago.
Yeah.
It's just that he's also lived up to that. We've seen that.
Yeah, he's
Potential,
more
so-
proven than Wan Bissaka.
Yeah. So. And for Wan Bissaka, it's not a bash if he comes out 7th, for example.
Yeah.
It's great, dude. You know. So
So then, other than that, and apart from your strange Ryan Fraser opinion,
I'm entitled to it.
that's true. All right, that's it for this week. Thank you guys for watching.
peace.
Out.